Okay, since today's update is pretty much just map scripting stuff, might as well explain why we keep getting these, and why this update specifically is actually pretty good, right after my sponsor Skins Monkey. Trade your items instantly with Skins Monkey. Sign up now and get up to $5 bonus. Simply add items from your inventory, then find skins that matches your balance. Site offers live support 24/7. You can also top up your balance if you're missing a few dollars, and there's tons of skins to choose from. Click my link down below to get to Skins Monkey. Here's the thing, CSGO used something called V-scripts with Squirrel. This allowed you to run your own game logic inside maps and do some cool shit. Then CS2 launched in September 2023 and they just turned the scripting off. So for 2 full years, the game had 0 official map scripting, and because map makers were not just suddenly going to leave, they were left to duct tape their way through workarounds. Fast forward 2 years, last September, so 5 months ago, Valve introduced CS scripts. This was a mixed bag. It broke a few things for people that had already started building things, but at least Valve were starting off with something new, and it only needed to grow. And ever since 5 months ago, this new scripting system has existed, and they've slowly stacked more and more features on top of it, and in the middle of this, changed their approach for what you're allowed to do to players. So that's why you see these map scripting updates so often. Today's stuff, however, is actually quite meaningful. First part is basically save data, meaning workshop maps can now save and load things like progress, stats, settings, that kind of stuff. They allow writing up to 1 megabytes, and it also saves to the Steam cloud, so the data follows you across computers and reinstalls. They also added a new hook that lets map scripts intercept and modify damage before it's applied, along with a bunch of other hit and damage related changes. On top of that, they added player input detection, so maps can tell if a player is holding W, or if they jumped, you get it. This stuff is actually pretty good, and it will be easily overlooked. Orel, the guy famous for his procedurally generated maps and incredible projects like the Rogue One for CSGO, seems to think this update is huge. The guy who literally made a new game inside Counter-Strike is saying this, so that's a good sign. Overall, this is easily one of those things you could gloss over, but I think with today's add-ons, it adds a lot of well-needed freedom and support for map makers. Then below all this, there's this quick fix for map guides here, so both Ancient and Ancient Knight can use them together. You're probably going, okay. But this patch note actually makes a lot of sense. Just recently, Valve changed so you can load map guides right into casual mode, which is pretty awesome. That means you can practice nades as you're playing against real players. But if you guys remember, Ancient Knight was introduced separately together with Ancient, but is only allowed in casual. So put 2 and 2 together, and now you understand why this patch note was needed. But ironically, it doesn't load properly anyway. They didn't even confirm this? Oh well. And finally, remember that old exploit that returned a couple days ago? This was possible to do with a specific network command meant for debugging, and it allowed you to fake internet loss, which could be abused to peek and clear corners without actually exposing yourself. Well, in today's update, they didn't reveal it in the patch notes, but these strings certainly seems to suggest that the exploit will no longer work. That was today's update. I'll see you guys soon. Peace.